Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to talk about my guy, Tunch Ilkin, officially retiring from his role as a media broadcaster with the Pittsburgh Steelers. 23 years? 23 years on the media broadcast team, obviously 14 years of playing, obviously a large portion of that here in Pittsburgh. This is a guy that is an absolute legend, man, in terms of just where you rank him as a Steeler, man, in terms of his impact on and off the field. Love Tunch, man. Love him. I just think about how awesome he is as a person, right? A guy that's always optimistic, a guy that always looks at everything as glass half full. I tell people all the time, you can never have a bad day around Tunch. He just brings that type of energy. And I just love the fact that, throughout the years, I've obviously been able to build not only a professional relationship with him in terms of being a part of that Steelers broadcast team, but also being able to build that not that professional relationship, but being able to build that intimate, that personal relationship as well, where we're able to talk about life things and ultimately, man, just helping me grow as a man and as a husband, as a person that walks as a believer as well. A lot of those things, man, have come from Tunch, man. Tunch, you talk about impact, you talk about legacy. This is what Tunch brings, man. And this is why he was such a significant part and significant contributor to the Steelers media broadcast team. I think about, like I said, for me, my short time of working with him in that professional vein, always a blast to be around. His energy, his insight, just his creativity in terms of how he could just be himself on air. It's not easy to do, but he was just a natural at that. And then you talk about, just him off the field, right? Or excuse me, not even going to the off the field stuff just yet, but when we're talking about him actually calling these games, man, seeing the plays that are happening on the field and his just ability to break them down and paint them in a way with his words, because obviously when you're using the radio broadcast, it's a lot different. You don't have the luxury of saying, well, look right here at this play. So the fact that Tunch was able to paint pictures the way that he did so vividly, it just is a true testament to his skill and his ability, man. But then I also just think about how many of the true Steeler fans out there, the Yinzers, how they've told me countless times, man, I watch the game on TV, but I mute the TV and turn on the radio broadcast so I can hear guys like Tunch, Wolf, and Billy Hillgrove. I mean, that speaks volumes. That speaks volumes right there. So the fact that, I'm able to come up here and truly say that I am a product of Tunch, man, because he has helped me greatly in my media career, man. It's just an honor, so humbling to be able to see him receiving the flowers that he's supposed to be receiving right now. Now, we obviously know that the retirement is in response to his diagnosis of having ALS, right? He got that diagnosis last year during the season, and obviously he handled it as best he could. And he's now saying that he wants to focus predominantly on beating that, which is the most important part. But I can tell you, man, firsthand from having conversations with him, he's still very upbeat. He's still just being Tunch, if that's the best way to put it. So as a whole, man, it's truly an honor to see him receiving the greatness that he has deserved, and just to be able to come up here and talk about him like that, man, because Tunch is the man. I always think about him and him always calling me the prince. I'm like, yo, I'm supposed to be king. It's King Arthur, King Arthur. And he's like, no, you're the prince, man. I can just see everything that you got working, man. You're next in line. That's what I say. You're next in line. But to me, man, it's just such an awesome feeling to know Tunch. And if anyone who's ever had the opportunity to interact with them, we could all attest to that. But then I also just think of some of those great moments of him in the broadcast booth. Now, obviously, I'm biased. Any of my sacks, in particular, the first sack that I had as a Pittsburgh Steeler when we're playing the Carolina Panthers, I love his call on that play. But then you just think about a play that I actually wasn't a part of, wasn't even a fan of the team at the time, but I got to go back and listen to 2005, the playoff game between the Steelers and the Colts, and just the ending of it, how crazy it was, right? We think that the Steelers are going to win, then it looks like they're going to lose, then they turn around and they end up winning, and just hearing him articulate that scenario, hearing how he could laugh about it as well because of just how crazy it was in such a short span of time. I mean, that's Tunch though. That's him in his element. So if you have a favorite Tunch story, a favorite play that he called or whatever it might be, man, definitely put it in the comments section, man, because this is a guy that we all just love to be around and just love to hear from, man. But as a whole, I appreciate you all for tuning in again. Once again, tip our caps to my man Tunch Ilkin on a great, great, great career And until next time, baby, peace.